It was the 7th century and their Allah was stunned as always, looking at the mosquitoes. Not to be confused with mosques, that Allah would invent them years later. So, he was bored and it occurred to him to go down to earth to see how things are going. In this situation, he goes and he discovers that his Islamic Bible, which he had been writing for 4,000 years or more, was totally falsified. When he saw it, he was seized with anger, seeing that his staunch Satan enemy had falsified his entire book, being smarter than him and leaving him as a fool, the fool of the galaxies. Then he remembered that he had sent his Islamic Messiah named Isa, and went to hold him accountable. Because he was already back in Islamic heaven, he found him circling the sky and asked him, "Hey man, I guess when I sent you to earth you would put things in order, right?" And Isa responds, "Me? I just went for a walk and have some wines with my friends. You didn't give me any specific order." Allah says to his Messiah Isa, "But at least you have written your Gospel of Isa, right?" And Isa says, "What? I'm not a novelist and neither are my friends, so no one wrote my Gospel." He says to Isa, "But you are a big stupid. Is that why I save you from the cross by disguising a camel so that the camel would be crucified in your place? You have let any phony write your life. You are dumb." And Isa says, "That's up to you. I don't care. Don't bother me. Leave me alone." Desperate, Allah decides to take action on the matter. But he sees that his powers are not enough to fix all the mess or to fix the Jewish Bible with a false Abraham, nor the New Testament of Christians with a false Messiah Jesus. So Allah decides to write another book so he can fix something, even if it's only 20%. And he sees that he needs another prophet. That all the previous ones were very foolish and let anyone manipulate their writings. And he sees that he needs someone manageable, preferably illiterate. And the best he found was Muhammad. In Arabia, a super ignorant merchant, but with a good sword, a caravan raider, and capable of defending his new book so that no one manipulates it. So one day he decides to send one of his winged postmen who was flitting through the sky to get in touch with that Muhammad man, but without scaring him too much. He is not going to shock him. And the big angel appears to Muhammad, who, believing that he was a giant fly, tries to flee. But the angel will not let him and forces him to listen, saying him, "Recite," and Muhammad says, I recite, but don't hit me." And so it was for a long time. When Muhammad told people what the angel was reciting, many laughed, but they laughed for little time, because Muhammad killed everyone who laughed at him and thus he only had faithful people around. After all this, Muhammad says, "And what do I get in exchange for my services?" And the angel tells him, "You can have infinite harem, kidnap and rape all the women and girls under 10 years that you want, and you can keep a fifth of what your mercenaries steal." And Muhammad says, "That offer is very good. Okay. I'll be Allah's last prophet." And the angel tells him that he can build mosques to worship Allah.